I think my craft is an art form. It's about the strive for perfection in all areas. And I think it's just like asking yourself every day, how much do you want it? How much are you willing to give? I think that's the question everyone should be asking themselves. And for me, there's just no limit to how far I'd go. The early part of life, I think that was definitely the toughest. You're thrown into an environment where people aren't supportive. They would never really understand what we were working towards. My dad particularly was that strength of someone telling you you can. I just always remember my dad saying, like, don't give up, never give up. So even when I'm racing today, I always just have that message right at the back, and that's what's kind of propelling me forwards. I've always had that focus. When you're on track and put a beautiful lap together, which is very, very hard to come by nowadays. When you do, and when you get a good result, and you see it uplifting people, not only within your team, but also people that follow you along the journey, you're like, yeah, this is what I live for. Going on this kind of the creative journey outside of racing, I think has been key to finding myself. It enables me to come into work much happier, feeling much more fulfilled. Venturing out and discovering these other outlets have been really key to kind of, I think honestly, they've saved my life. There have been so many pivotal moments moving from McLaren to Mercedes. That was probably, up until this year, the biggest decision of my life. I made it for myself. I didn't let anyone influence it. So that was really me challenging myself, and honestly, it was the best decision of my life. I've always been someone that's stood up and really gone against the grain. Had a lot of kickback over the years, and in doing what you think is right, often the kickback was quite brutal, quite painful. Where I really had enough was 2019. Every year I've been looking at the team pictures at the end of the season, and you zoom in and there's literally nobody of color, and it's all men, and very, very, very few women. I was just so frustrated, I wanted to shout out. So that's when I came up with doing the Hamilton Commission. I'm gonna do this research and find out why are people from different backgrounds not getting into this sport. And then in 2020, all of that suppressed emotion stuff came up, and I could see people staying silent. For me, I was like, that's not me, and I'm not doing it. So that was really the moment that I was like, I'm gonna speak out, and I don't care what people say. It was really liberating to know that I took that choice, but then knew that I was also speaking for people who didn't feel they had a voice, and hopefully encouraging others to use their voice. It was really great because I got some really great support from some of the drivers, like Seb, who stood by me and took the knee with me, for example. Making choices is not easy, right? But I never look back and say, I wish I did this, I wish I had tried that. I think it's important not to live with regret. There is this saying that it takes 10,000 hours to master anything. And so for someone that wants to master something, practice, 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 practice. The more time you give it, the better you'll be. I would say always ask lots of questions. Don't be fearful of asking questions. And I think just continue to believe in yourself. If you're really passionate about it, don't let anyone stand in your way. The first time I get in the car on Friday, I have that feeling every time they start the car, and I'm like, oh, yes, this is freaking awesome. I have that all the time. No one knows.